Hello everyone, my name is John Michael Bushman and welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and today we will be playing the deck that you see in front of you, Fright. This was a deck that was featured recently on an event, the Angel, well, I said Angels, but it's just Fairies versus Fiends, because Angels and Devils cannot be a creature type here in Yu-Gi-Oh! And instead are relegated to their names rather than the creature type. So yeah, this is a go second-ish Fright Fur deck. Well, actually, it's more go second than it is go first, as you can see with the amount of back row options that we have. This deck does not have any negates. We're just hoping that max C is more than enough to deter our opponents from ever doing their thing, and it's more often than not, it's usually more than enough to deter our opponents from doing anything. So this is a really fun OTK deck because it uses an these extremely unassuming creatures, the Fluffles, and then transforms them into these monstrosities known as the Fright Fur. There is lore behind as to why they are what they are, but I am not going to go into that right now because it runs pretty goddamn deep. So to go over the card by card, ultimately, that's what you're going to do. Set up the graveyard. This is a very graveyard-centric deck. So in a world of Kashtira, this is going to be a very uphill battle. And I love playing with graveyard decks. But at least this deck functions with, just removing your opponent's stuff rather than trying to build a board. So this asks the questions, not provides the answers. Or is that the opposite? I have no idea where I was going with that bit, but I'm gonna leave it in. So to go over the ratios, more often than not, when you look up Fright Fur ratios on the internet, they're more often than not set in stone, like say 3 Fluffle Dog, and for some reason 1 Sheep and 1 Wings each. But I guess Sheep is like for corner case scenarios where you would have something stranded in hand and then you just special summon it instead. Wait, am I reading that right? Yeah, you can return one other Fluffle monster you control to the hand and then special summon Edge Imp. Alright, yeah, you can summon from the hand or graveyard if you so choose. And then 1 Edge Imp Saber. Some decks don't even run this at all. I'm only running it because I love the fact that as I was reading up this deck, I read Fright for Tiger and I'm like, wait, that's exactly what Chimera does. So Fright for Tiger is the predecessor to Guardian Chimera here. But Guardian Chimera makes you draw cards, and then Fright for Tiger just destroys stuff. So there's that. Your goal with this deck is to break the opponent's board as hard as you possibly can, and the most powerful tool you have in your arsenal for that is super polymerization. And yes, I will always pronounce it in a Joey Wheeler accent because it's fun that way. Now to finally go over the card by card, Fluffle Wings is I don't know why people only run this as a one-off when it's so goddamn good in multiples, but I have been following the standard ratios whenever I practice with this deck, and more often than not, having the 1 Wings, especially in a more quote unquote normal powered environment, having the 1 is usually more than enough. Having 2 can tend to get bricky. Then Fluffle Sheep, same thing. This is just another name that you can search off of Fright for not Fright for Patchwork, Toy Vendor, and it's also another name for your other Fright for Fusions and whatnot, and also has a pseudo revival effect, but you'd have to bounce a Fluffle monster you control back to the hand so you can summon an Edge Imp. And then, of course, Edge Imp Sabers is only really here for Fright for Tiger. Some decks don't even run this at all anymore because it's essentially a soft brick. It can, although at the very least you can search it off Edge Imp Chain, which is the most important Edge Imp in the deck. Hell, even Branded even runs a small Edge Imp engine with like three Patchwork and 3 Edge Imp Chain. So that's how you know that there's something behind this. And then the ratios that tend to be contentious with Fright First these days is whether or not you should run the full 3 bear or just the 2. More often than not, you'll only see 2, but I prefer to run 3 because Toy Vendor is like one of the most busted continuous spells I have ever seen. So yeah, that's honestly really all bear ever really does. You can. He also has an effect where you can tribute this card and then just recycle a polymerization that you have already used. And polymerization is not once per turn, by the way. And this is a fusion-based deck, so there's also that. And then one of the more recent pieces of support that Fright got is Edgem Scythe, which basically says, hey, you can just fusion summon your opponent's turn because you can, as if super polymerization wasn't enough. But what Edgem Scythe does is it only fuses into the Fright first, and more often than not, as you can see, that's why it's a 3 of here. We have Cruel Whale, which is a quick effect pop. And then if that wasn't enough, Edgem Scythe also protects, it's only a once per turn protection, because it banishes itself, and this deck has no way to recycle stuff that has been banished, so it's a one and done deal. So basically, Cruel Whale is a quick effect once per turn pop. And then Fluffle Dog is the Stratos of the deck. Hell, it can even search Edgem Sabers for some weird reason. Or it can also search any of the Fluffles that is currently missing from your hand. Usually you would search either Bear or Penguin, and then any of the fun of one of Fluffles here, in case you just need more names. Speaking of fun of one-ofs, we're gonna get to them now. Fluffle Dolphin, this is just a way to, an on-field way to send Toy Vendor to the graveyard, and then, it basically does double Foolish Burial, because it sends Toy Vendor and also sends Fluffle or an Edgimp or Edgimp Sabers from the deck to the graveyard. And then if it was used as fusion material, you can shuffle into the deck, and then you can recycle any one of your fusion spells. Or rather, fusion and or polymerization spell, whichever you fancy. And then the other fun of one of, alright, I already talked over Sheep and Wings. Why did I do that again? Anyway, we're gonna go into Edgimp Chain now. This is the most important Edgimp in the deck, because this is used even outside of Fluffles. This is used in Branded as a small patchwork and Edgimp engine here. If you've seen Branded, you probably know already what this does. It searches polymerization, it's used in conjunction to search polymerization with Fright Patchwork, and it's also a dark monster for those kinds of purposes. And then we have another thing here, Fluffle Penguin. Some decks run 2, others run 3s. I chose to run 3 because it just says draw 2, discard 1. And in a deck that relies on its graveyard a lot, the discard can definitely help. It does have other effects during the main phase. It's basically a free special summon once per turn. Wait, is it once per turn? During the main phase of muscle summon, yeah, once while it's face up on the field. All right, it's a really hard once per turn, so there's that. Good God, good thing they put that on there. Then Fluffle Dolphin, of course, you already know. And then 3 polymerization, because this deck chews through a lot of its main deck like a knife through hot butter. Or is it a hot knife through butter? I don't know why I keep mixing up my idioms. Fright Patchwork, it searches any Edgimp and a polymerization. That's like pretty bog standard. Like you only have like 4 targets for the Edgimps, and then like 3 polymerization, so that's a pretty tight package there. Toy Vendor, one of the most ridiculous continuous spells this side of Toy Town. It has a soft once per turn where you discard a card and you draw 1 card and you show it. If it's a Fluffle monster, special summon. Otherwise, you just throw it in the graveyard. Sometimes if you draw an Edgimp off this, you will be able to trigger their graveyard effect, if I remember correctly. Yeah, send from the hand or field to the graveyard, add a Fright for card, and then I believe Edgimp Sabers is this guy is pretty much a soft brick, but it is necessary to go into Fright for Tiger. And then most people, what they don't realize is you negate its graveyard effect. You don't negate its effect on the field, because the effect both of its effects essentially do the same thing. It sets up your graveyard and it draws you deeper into the deck, or it thins your deck by 1. And then the generic stuff, super polymerization as a way to basically break boards. A lot of decks don't have a response, cannot possibly fight through this, and with how prevalent dark monsters are, you will certainly have a lot of targets. Twin Twisters, basically I was thinking either Lightning Storm or Twin Twisters. I went with Twin Twisters instead because, graveyard decks and whatnot, they definitely need their setup. And then Forbidden Droplet, again, same principle. I'd rather have stuff in the graveyard instead. Usually just 1 to 2 cards off of Forbidden Droplet and whatnot. And then the meat and potatoes of the deck, the extra deck. Fright for Tiger. This is basically doing what Garden Chimera does, except it doesn't draw cards. Although it does provide you the OTK tool of buffing up your monsters by 300 for each Fluffle and Fright for monster you control. So if you have like a full board, that's like 1500 boost, which is usually more than enough to basically kill anybody. And then Fright for Sabretooth, some decks, hell, most of the Fright Furs in the extra deck, most people don't even run the numbers that I run, because I wanted to play this deck pure, because more often than not, people splash this into like Branded or any other fusion-based archetype that loves to play with their graveyard, but usually its partner in crime is Branded, but I wanted to play this pure because I wanted to show it off today. Going back, Fright for Sabretooth, this is a revival, a pseudo revival effect, because yeah, when it's fusion summoned, target a Fright Fur in your graveyard, special summon it. Usually you're going to do that with Cruel Whale, who has a soft once per turn on his pop, by the way. So you can use it like more than once, and then it also provides a buff of giving your team 400 attack. And then if it was fusion summon using 3 or more fusion materials, because of the 1+ Fluffle and or Edge Imp monsters, it can't be destroyed by banner card effects. In Duel Links, this is the win condition of the Fluffle deck, and it's pretty horrifying. And then Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, this is just a super polymerization target, so is Dragostapelia, and of course Guardian Chimera. Again, if you've played Branded at any point, or if you've played against Branded at any point here in Master Duel, you probably know what these 3 cards do. And then Fright for Kraken, this is, some decks only run 1, some decks run 2, but yeah, running the 1 is usually more than enough, because 3,000 point booty is very hard to get over in battle. And then it does have a soft once per turn, just send it to the grave. It doesn't destroy, so it doesn't trigger any of the floating effects. And then the fun of 3 of here, yes, I'm using that term now. Fright for Cruel Whale, it's basically the once per turn pop, and then of course it also sets up your graveyard by sending stuff to the graveyard. Although it only sends the Fright Furs, which you only have a small handful here, unlike the one in the Fairies versus Fiends event, where you have like basically your entire extra deck is all like Fright Furs, so you have a lot of targets. But since you can only do this so much, you'd rather just use this to try and win the game instead. And then the other generic stuff here, Abyss Dweller, because Tearlament is still around somehow. And then Tornado Dragon, we're basically using only the level 4 pool, because a lot of the main deck Fright Furs, or at least the really good ones, they're all level 4. So there's that. Tornado Dragon has additional back row removal, and then we have Baguska as plan B, of course. Crush Heap, this is a card that I don't really get to play with often, but every time I do play with it, I keep realizing just how insanely powerful this is, especially with the fusion effect, where well, when you summon a fusion monster, you special summon a level 4 or lower monster from your graveyard. And that's any monster, by the way. So if you have just a level 4 laying about, you can do that. You can, summon it out and keep making plays with it. And then Verte Anaconda is not here to do the Destroy Phoenix Enforcer thing, but rather it's just there to quite literally just be an extra copy of polymerization, so that you can have 4 copies of polymerization in your otherwise 3 in a game where you only have 3 copies max per deck. So yeah, we're gonna see how many boards we're gonna break with this deck today, because from all of the word that I gather from people who play Fluffles and even all of the Fluffle stands out there, they say that this deck is a really, really fun, because no 2 games are ever the same, as far as I've researched. So we're gonna see you in the duels. Going second at least, so that's going to give us a chance to shine here. We did not open with any of our, well, except for polymerization. That's our going second tool. But we will unfortunately not be able to interact too much with our opponent here until it comes back around to our turn. And our opponent is playing Salamangreats. Cool. They will be getting new support somewhere down the line. Basically after the dinosaurs get their new support. Salamangreats are going to come next with I think Duelist Explosion, I think is the name of the deck. But if they're setting cards now, okay, cool. I'm pretty sure that's like Salamangreat Roar. Because that's usually what salads would set. like this early on, or if they don't want to discard anything in the first place. So yeah, they're gonna do Salamangreat combos here, and I have no idea how long that'll take, so I'll just see you guys at the next interesting point, or my opponent's end board, which is probably going to come up in a few seconds here, because if they're just going to go Sunlight with Sunlight Wolf, that's pretty much the end of the Salamangreat turn. So I don't know, I could just cut here, or yeah, we're gonna cut now. Boom. No, we're not gonna cut at all. Because it just, yep, yeah, it was just Sunlight Wolf and Sunlight Wolf, and then boom, that's it. Super Polymers is not gonna do too much here, so we're gonna use Fright for Patchwork first. We're gonna see if we can bait any Ash Blossoms. We did. All right. That will definitely be less headaches for us, because we will be able to use Toy Vendor unopposed. There we go. Toy Vendor, what do you have for me here? Fright for Patchwork is only once per turn, so honestly, it's really safe to discard it once it has done its thing. That is actually a really goddamn good draw. Holy shit. If this is in your graveyard, you control Toy Vendor, banish it from the graveyard. I think I'd rather summon Sheep. Yeah, I'll summon Sheep because we can. Then we could send Bear, but I think... Oh, discard one card, fusion summon using monsters from either field as fusion material. So we can't do anything just yet. Okay, so we will need to send Bear. All right. So we're going to try to dig deeper into our deck, because we don't have anything just yet. We don't have anything to fusion Shokan into. So we have to keep digging deeper. We're basically searching for an Edge Imp here. Yeah, we're going to send Fluffle Wings, because we can use that guy's effect to get rid of one of our Toy Vendors, and then we continue searching from there. Okay. Yeah, we're going to banish Bear. He's done his job. Okay. We drew one card. Yes, we drew another card. We will send this Toy Vendor in particular. That did not allow us to do anything here. But at least we get to add an Edge Imp. So there's that. Or we can also... we have not normal summoned. Holy shit. But I think we should we should go for an Edge Imp now. Oh wait, no. We should go for Fluffle Dog. Because it also searches Edge Imp Sabers. God, I completely forgot about that fact. Because we have not normal summoned. Alright, there we go. Fluffle Dog. Oh, what do you have for me here, opponent? Yep, Sunlight Wolf doing his thing. Is he gonna special summon here? You can add... Oh, it only searches. Alright, cool. We're gonna do this now. Twin Twisters. We're gonna discard Maxi, and then we're gonna pop his 2 back row. 1. Or, we can pop our own Toy Vendor. We should, actually. We should pop our own Toy Vendor here. This is gonna be a really greedy line. It could punish me very, very severely. Ooh, yep, it does. Well, it doesn't really punish me severely, because we destroyed the Toy Vendor. That just means we can search an Edge Imp Sabers unopposed. Okay, cool. I think we still sort of got this. Yeah, they just recycled that. Yep, that's negated. Toy Vendor still activates. Yeah, we're gonna get Edge Imp Sabers, because it's literally the only thing that will allow us to push further. Why can't I still use this? Okay. Return that to the hand. Special summon this. Why can't I use Super... Now I can use Super Poly. Okay. Oh, because it only uses stuff on the field. Okay, I get it now. Fright for Tiger or Cruel Whale? I think Cruel Whale is always the choice here, but I think Tiger is just as good. There we go. Tiger Uppercut! There we go. Fright for Tiger. Yep, do your thing. Yeah, we will pop 2 cards, because 2 materials were used for its fusion summon. There we go. Yeah, that's like the floor of this thing. Yeah, pop 2. Yeah, sure, that's completely fine. They have 2 cards to my none. I will definitely die this turn. Oh my god. Unless, of course, my opponent can recover from this somehow, but I highly doubt it. I've done my thing, so let's see my opponent do their thing. If there's one thing Salamangreats can do, it's they have a really good grind game. Although they don't have a graveyard, so that's already okay. They do have something to start with, so I'm assuming Spinny will go into Balinx, and then Balinx will go into another Sunlight Wolf, and they will find a way to kill me from there. So yep, and even with Parallax Seed, yep, they will indeed find a way. So either we skip to my opponent's somehow slipping up, or we just move on to the next duel. So we're up against an opponent who's named Oh Yeah Dan, or is it pronounced Oh Yeah Dan? You know, more like a realization rather than declaring that Dan is here or something. But we do have a decent going second hand. We can stop their Shangri-Ira from messing up our day. Once we do get to that point, we do need a dark monster on the field because if I remember correctly, Shangri-Ira is like a dark. They banish one of our patchworks and they banish a Maxi. So they will do what? Rise Heart summoning Rise Heart. Did they brick? Oh my fucking god, they bricked harder than they can say, motherfucker. Alright. Although fire doesn't really help us. Okay, that's exactly the element we freaking need. Holy shit. We could just send stuff to the graveyard first. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Because of what Edge M Sabers does, we're going to send Bear first. Okay, we'll get Toy Vendor here in the center because we can. Okay, and then we're going to use one Forbidden Droplet. We're going to send the Edge Imp Sabers. Yeah, place one card from your hand on the top of your deck and special summon this card in defense position. Cool. Select a card to set the graveyard. Actually, no, that's completely fine. We'll just send one. Okay. We will have the attack of the one in attack position. And then we will activate Toy Vendor here. See if our opponent is going to do something. Alright, cool. Now we're going to use Edge Imp Sabers to return Fluffle Dog to the top of our deck. And then, does our opponent have something? Alright, cool. We're going to put Edge Imp Sabers there because we can. This is horrifying. My opponent has not done anything. Just every time priority passes back to my opponent, it indicates that they can do something, but we shall see. Okay. Oh, they do have the Ash. Well, that's not good. Oh my god. I think we're stuck here. For the time being, so we're either dead or my opponent keeps breaking. Although they only have one card in hand and two monsters that can modulate levels, but I'm not quite sure if they can overlay on each other. Yeah, return the Shaman except Rise Heart, but any Kashtira off the top gets him out of this. So good luck to you, opponent. We're just gonna skip to either my opponent beating our asses over our heads, or you know, I somehow crawl my way out of this. So we'll see you guys there. Okay, so small update. Me and my opponent stared at each other for the last 3 turns, and we're finally seeing some bit of action here. So we managed to get my opponent. I have never seen a Kashtira deck brick this hard. So this is going to be a very interesting set of events. Assuming, of course, my opponent has been sandbagging a bunch of their back row and plus whatever it is they have in hand for the last 3 turns. So they could potentially they could potentially have something else that I do not know about. But we're gonna see soon enough. Right. I don't think I've used Bear's Effect yet. Yeah, I have not used Bear's Effect. Yeah, we're gonna keep drawing cards. Because we freaking can. Now he's going to Skull by the Grave. Alright, that's one of the 2 back row that he has. That is completely fine by me. We're not gonna use Cruel Whale's Effect just yet. Because we can use that to basically save him from combat, because a lot of the Kashtira monsters cap out at like 2800, and they will not be big enough to hit over Cruel Whale that has been buffed up. So yeah, we will keep staring at each other until I somehow win, which is just gonna take a while. So I'll see you guys there. Okay, so a small update. My opponent, after staring at me for the past 4 turns, finally drew into decent action. He drew into Fenrir, which will finally give him the shuffle effect that he has been desperately searching for. For the last like well, it's turn 13. This duel could have ended like ages ago, but I was playing it safe because he could potentially have like stuff in his hand, and then of course he has the back row that it will always horrify me, and he did try to use evenly matched on me. And why is he going to destroy? Why? Fenrir? Oh, right, because he has an on attack stuff. That's fine. I have other cruel whales. I think that ends. Okay, no. On attack, he banishes, and then he attacks for actual real Z's, and then yeah. Now the game is. Now we have a game again. Fluffle Dolphin. What does this do? Target a toy vendor in the graveyard. Do we have a toy vendor in the graveyard? Yes, we have a toy vendor in the graveyard. We can send an edge imp. Sure. We do this. Fluffle Dolphin. There we go. We target a toy vendor in the graveyard. There we go. We set it here because we can. Then we'll send Fluffle Wings because we can. Right? And then we will use. It would be a waste to not use the face-up toy vendor first. So we can just dig just a little bit deeper in our deck. Maxi, no, we really don't need that at the moment. Now we use Fluffle Wings to send the used toy vendor. Yeah, sure. Fluffle Bear has done his job. That's completely fine. We got Patchwork. Holy shit, that is really good. And even Edge Sight. Cool. And then Toy Vendor activates its effect. Yep. Oh my god. Fluffle. See, this is why I would love to have like more than one Fluffle Wings, because it allows me to do bullshit like this. this is basically a +2. Like, how much more would you want? Oh my god. And unfortunately, the Egypt Sight fusion effect is only like once per turn, so there's that. I just realized we don't have fusion stuff anymore, because I think, oh yeah, all 3 of our polymerizations are in the graveyard. I don't know if we can even win from here, but we're gonna make it look like we're trying, damn it. So Patchwork is already like dead, so we can safely send that. Okay, sending another vendor is like, it's basically like it's just like you're doing something else with it. So there's that. I guess we get Penguin or Dog. I don't know. I think I'd rather get Sheep. If you control a Fluffle, you can special summon this guy. Yeah, it's a free special. It's just free special summon anyway, so it's fine. Fluffle Sheep. There we go. And then I think it also has an on-field effect. Yeah, you can return other special summon Edge Imp from your hand or graveyard. Who do we have in the graveyard? Do we even have any in the graveyard, or have all of them been banished? All of them have been banished. Great. So we got Fluffle Sheep and Fluffle Dolphin here. We go to Vert Anaconda. We cannot really fusion summon. I don't think we can fusion summon with Super Poly with Vert Anaconda, unless I am misreading this. Okay, I don't think we can. Yeah, it's darked out. So our only option now really is to go to our opponent's turn, and then we fusion summon there. Like, it's literally our only choice. So yeah, if this fails, we're going to move on to the next duel, because this duel has been a slog and a half. Let's see what our opponent does here. Unless they slip up somehow, which is always a possibility. At the very least, we were able to chew through their oppressive back row, so there's that. Now we use Edge Scythe, so that we can fusion summon at quick effect speed. Sure, maxi your way out of this. That's fine. Because I'm more worried about Fenrir doing more damage than he needs to here. So we use Scythe and Penguin. There we go. Then Cruel Whale in face-up attack position, and then we'll destroy Fenrir using Cruel Whale's effect. And then it will save itself, or we can actually, now that I think about it, we could just destroy the toy vendor. we should do that more often. Oh my god. Yeah, this is basically a way to... Ooh, doing that instead. That is interesting. Not unless I do it first. There we go. We also activate Fluffle Penguin because why not? It's a draw to discard one at least. Gets us deeper in our deck. I am operating on very, very low resources, by the way. So we could potentially just we could actually deck out from here. And yeah, having Edge of Sight is like always good. Okay, then Cruel Whale destroyed the toy vendor, and then destroy Fenrir, unfortunately. Because if Fenrir manages to attack, he will just banish my Cruel Whale. There we go. And I think that's their second Fenrir, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, that's one Fenrir. Oh, they have another Fenrir still. Holy shit. We will add another dog. There we go. And then, yeah, your move, opponent. Oh boy. We are operating on really, really tight margins here, and we could still lose. We could still highly, highly likely lose. Okay, yeah, summoning Unicorn. That's always to be expected. If he doesn't summon it, okay, using triple attack, I'm assuming he's going to take control of Cruel Whale here. All right. I should just commit Sudoku here, and we move on to the next duel. This is one of those few times where I actually like going second because, again, this is a more of a board breaker style of a deck rather than the usual go first stuff that I put out on the channel. But our opponent made us go second, so of course it's Kashtira. It's always going to be Kashtira from here on out, and then of course it will become even more prevalent once Arise Heart comes into the picture. But I am not actually too worried about Max C getting Ash Blossom here, because that means our toy vendor can go on unopposed, and we also have Forbidden Droplet as a way to, you know, disrupt our opponent here. Although they will be savvy to whatever it is that we are doing here, because they're going to banish one card. And what do they banish? They banish one of our polymerizations. Great. That means we will only have a couple of ways to deal with whatever bullshit they're going to do now. So we'll see you guys. Oh, I thought they were going to just end here. What the fuck? Why do you have a Psy Beast? Why? Oh, because it modulates its left. Oh my god. Why are Kashtira players digging this hard for playables? There's so many. Well, again, I don't think I can really blame them, because wow, you even have a Tomahawk line here. Holy shit. That's a card I have not seen in a while. Then again, there aren't really a lot of decks that can fully abuse Galaxy Tomahawk. I mean, hell, even the level set, there are only like very few really good level 7s that are currently legal in Yu-Gi-Oh even. And not many people use Galaxy Tomahawk here as a link climbing tool. So yeah, this is going to be really interesting to see whatever their end board is going to be. So I'll see you guys there. Okay, we're back, and my opponent used most of their resources to just make an Arrival Cyberus Adignister for 4 materials. And of note, it cannot be destroyed thanks to Masquerena, on top of the fact that it cannot be affected by anything that I do. Alright. This is going to be a really tough battle because we have absolutely no way of interacting with this thing. Fenrir, yeah, does his thing. We could actually, yeah, because of that, we can actually set up the we can set up our toy vendor here once we do our thing. We're going to send Fluffle Wings since that's better in the graveyard anyway. Do that. It's unaffected. The Arrival is like unaffected by most of the stuff we do anyway, so it's pointless pointing removal at it. So there's that. If this in the graveyard, place 1 card from the hand of your deck, special summon this card in defense position. We're gonna activate Toy Vendor here, and then we're going to get Fluffle Dog. There we go. I think the only way for us to be able to get rid of the Arrival is to just, you know, be bigger than it, which is not very easy to do. And we don't have a fusion spell just yet, unfortunately. So we could try digging into it, thanks to Fluffle Wings. But I think, yeah, having one more toy vendor could potentially help us. So let's see here. Send this card from the hand. Yeah, it only activates from the hand. Why would you even do that? You're negated. Oh my god. Yeah, we'll discard Sabas. There we go. Draw a card. Ooh, we drew a dolphin. That's actually really good. Special summon. That's yeah, we'll summon the dolphin. There we go. Now we're just looking for a fusion spell. We go Egypt Sabers. Wait, why can't I activate Fluffle Wings? And you control a toy vendor. Oh, because we don't have any other Fluffle in the graveyard. Right. Yeah, we'll send Bear first. So yeah, we really will need to send Bear. Then we'll set the other toy vendor here. So we're literally we are literally just looking for a way to be able to hit over the arrival, so that we can somehow punish our opponent here for being too spicy. So there's that. Draw two. What do we reveal? Okay. We're not out of the woods just yet. Added card from deck to hand. I think we're going to add Penguin. Yeah, we should add Penguin. Then we can just discard the sheep. Unless, well, Dog has already done his job. Yeah, Dog has already done his job. So we can bounce him back. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, we can bounce Dog back by using Fluffle Sheep's effect. Yeah, bounce, special summon Egypt monster from your hand or graveyard. There we go. Then we'll summon Egypt Sabers. There we go, without using its graveyard effect just yet. And then we'll use Fluffle Dolphin. We'll get one of the toy vendors back. And then we will send the other Penguin. There we go. And then we'll activate one of the toy vendors. Oh wait, no. We can still do something spicy here. Alright. Ready for this? Egypt Sabers and Fluffle Sheep. Then we can actually... no, we could set it under the arrival, but I prefer to have the link arrows here. Then we use Egypt Sabers effect. We will return Fluffle Dog. No, we will return Fluffle Penguin to the top of our deck. And then we will use one of the toy vendors to draw that Fluffle Penguin. They've already used Castira Preparations, so I don't think we should be concerned about that. So we can safely discard the Twin Twisters, then draw the Fluffle Penguin. We will special summon the Fluffle Penguin. And then we use Fluffle Penguin's effect. No, we don't need to, now that I think about it. Our goal now is to look for a polymerization card, if we can find one. That is a polymerization card, but that is unfortunately going to be sent away. Then we just go into wait, what does this do if a link monster? No, it only goes for ritual, fusion, synchro, and Xyz. All right. We'll send Dolphin, and we will send Sheep. Oof, we will not be able to do what I want to do here, unfortunately. And then we'll go Verts McGurts. We will send a polymerization. Arrival is a dark. Arrival is a dark. That's interesting. Yeah. We can just use Arrival as a fusion material. Oh. It doesn't work the way I wanted to. That's sad. We can just use this. It's a once per turn. No, we can't use this to go with the to challenge the Arrival. Yeah, we will literally just be a couple of points short. So yeah, that's sad, but I think that's that's unfortunate. Unless we find a way to get rid of unless we find a way to buff up Cruel Whale here, which is not that hard, honestly. Okay, do that, and then we'll send the bear. I just realized that we only have a minute left. I'm thinking of ways to try and get ourselves out of this mess, because the Arrival is such a big-ass monster. Okay. No, we don't need that. We'll get Fluffle Dog. There we go. And then we'll use Cruel Whale here. We will make him gain attack. We will send one of the Sabertooths. No, actually, we'll send Tiger. That's not going to be able to do much in this board state anyway. And then we'll make him a dark, because why not? Make him a dark. And then we will die to the arrival. Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles here. I'll just move on to the end screen. Okay, we're here at the end screen, and yeah, the deck performed about as poorly as I expected it to, because we definitely need better board breakers. Super Polymerization didn't pop off as hard as I thought it would, but it is still an option that you should keep in your back pocket when you're playing a fusion-based deck, especially when you're with Fright or Branded even. Super Polymerization is a really good removal tool for threats that you cannot easily interact with. Other than that, the removal options that the deck has is honestly really good. All things considered, the deck may have performed poorly, but definitely when in a more lower powered environment, this deck could potentially perform even better. We should definitely replace the Twin Twisters here with Lightning Storms instead, since that's more catch-all and it doesn't require too much investment, unlike Twin Twisters here where you need a card in hand in order to even activate its effect. But other than that, yeah, honestly, I may have lost a lot of my duels, but I did not feel bad playing this deck, because there's just something so satisfying about using these cutesy creatures and then transforming them into these monstrosities. That's just really fun and pleasing to the eye. So this deck does get my thumbs up, but don't expect to have a good win percentage with this deck, but do expect to have a lot of fun. So if you like what you saw, hit like, comment, subscribe, and share this among your friends. And until next time, toodles.